We have completed our in-home survey. We got the medications. And I'll say, okay, Miss Harrietta, next I'm going to show you, Miss Jones, excuse me. We have an awesome program that goes along with this plan. And so I'm excited about showing it to you today. I mean, you're going to be really, really impressed with it, I'm certain, because we have a program that's guaranteed to help your family save money, help your niece save a lot of money, thousands of dollars when this time comes and she's planning for your homegoing celebration. And there's some great benefits that you can actually use now. Okay. Legacy Assurance is a company that's dedicated to helping reduce the financial burden and emotional stress that can come with planning a funeral at the time of need. See, I'm just reading it just from this here. Not only are we determined to help our clients organize their wishes for final arrangements, but we're also proud to offer funeral merchandise at a fraction of what it would cost from a funeral home. We even take our dedication to our clients a step further, okay? By acting as a liaison between their loved ones and the funeral home, ensuring that the selected plan is carried out with minimal stress to those who must see to the final arrangements, okay? So they're going to make sure that your niece has, remember, what's your niece's name again?
Frida.
Okay, we're going to make sure that Frida has minimal stress throughout this whole process. Okay. I'm sure that's what you would want to, want to have for her. Yes, ma'am. So by choosing Legacy Assurance, you can rest assured that your family will have an experienced representative that they can trust by their side during this emotionally trying time. Legacy Assurance is going to walk Frida step by step throughout this entire process. Okay. Legacy's mission is to provide outstanding customer service and only carrying and offering high quality products. Okay. Legacy's core values are honesty, integrity, treating people the way that you would like to be treated. Okay. Those are some of the core values and principles that we operate on, and we pride ourselves on staying true to our mission values for our members. Okay. Legacy Assurance is a membership company designed to help families at the worst time of their lives. That's during the loss of a loved one. Okay. The Legacy Assurance Wish Team steps in and deals directly with the funeral home to make sure the family gets exactly what they want and is not taken advantage of by the funeral home or funeral director. Okay, they're great people, but as you all know, all businesses are in business to be profitable. Okay, so Legacy Assurance can also provide the casket, urn, marker, granite monument if the family chooses, which can lead to thousands of savings. Okay. A lot of savings. Okay, Legacy's Wish Team's desire is to help the family every step along the way at this very difficult time and save the family as much money as possible, which typically is thousands of dollars, because you would rather for this money, this savings, okay, to go back to Frida, right?
Yes.
Than versus your whole insurance policy going and she handing over to the funeral home, right? So that's what we're going to help her do. And then we have some other benefits that we'll discuss as well. Now, so the first thing that happens when death occurs, so you're going to get a membership card in the mail, okay? And I left mine in the office. But so when death occurs, what Frida's going to do, she's going to call the number on the back of the card. Okay, what Legacy is going to do, they're going to walk her step by step throughout the entire process. First of all, they called 3 funeral homes in the area to do a price comparison. Okay, as you already know, when price shopping takes place, there's competition will drive the prices down. Now, they're still going to be able to go to Avery Funeral Home, which I know is your preference and your family normally uses. So there's no problem. So but they get the other prices, they do the price comparison, because it helps with the competition. And so basically they're going to go back to Avery, your niece chooses to go with them, and they're going to negotiate with them and get the lowest possible price available. Okay. In addition to that negotiation, you have the merchandise. Okay. My dad passed away in 2016. I had a funeral home guy told me that they get 5 caskets and pay $2,500
for 5 caskets.
For 5 caskets.
But yet they charge.
Exactly.
Woo.
So what,
okay.
it's just doing business in America. Okay, so they buy them at a low price because they're a business. So they get discounts, they get bulk rates, they get wholesale discounts, so because they're a business, right? And so what all business do, Walmart, Target, any other, corporation, they buy the merchandise for a lower cost, and they turn around and mark it up and sell it back to us, the consumer. They've bought those 5 caskets. They're paying $500 a piece. Okay,
wow.
And they sell it back to us for $3,000, $5,000, $7,000. I had a lady in Wedgefield, South Carolina, in Sumter County, told me that she and her nephew paid $10,000 for the casket alone for her brother's funeral.
Wow.
$10,000 just for the casket.
Just for the casket. Wow.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so these funeral prices are going up, and especially with everything going on now.
Yeah.
With this virus and stuff, the costs we can see, they're going to continue to be on the rise. Okay, but we're going to help you get everything locked in at a low price. Okay, with this legacy assurance program. Okay, to help your family save money. So now, as far as the merchandise is concerned. So we talked about the price shopping, the negotiation, and then the merchandise. Okay, you're going to be able to get top of the line, 18 gauge, and as you see, these are 18 gauge steel. Okay, top of the line, quality merchandise for a low cost. Okay, so and they have every kind, every color that you can possibly, choose from. Okay, these are the markers. And because you want to have a traditional burial, right? Okay. And even if someone wanted to get cremated, they have urns, there's your vault. The vault is now, the funeral homes require you to have a vault.
Okay.
They require you because, they say it helps to protect the burial ground. So that when you drive through the cemetery, they wanted to look a certain kind of way. So that's why they want everybody to have a vault.
Okay.
And so that's what we have. And then there's more. They have over 200 plus caskets to choose from. Okay. So they have it in and what I will do, I have the caskets, the PDF of the caskets, I have it downloaded to my iPad and to my phone.
Oh, okay.
So what I will even do is show them. I'll say, okay, Miss Jones, let me show you because I just showed them a couple right here, right? But I pull out that PDF and I show them even more.
Okay.
And I said, this is what they look like. And I said, oh, this is my favorite color right here. And they'll be like, oh, wow, So I show them that. This is the other merchandise here. Now, I'm really excited about these living benefits, Miss Jones.
Okay.
So in addition to you getting all of those, benefits that we just mentioned, you also, a part of your legacy assurance membership, will get some exclusive living benefits. Okay. And so what they consist of, basically, let me just go back to here and just show you a couple. We have a telehealth benefit. What this telehealth benefit does for you, Miss Jones, say if you weren't feeling well right now, you didn't want to go sit in the emergency room for 8 to 10 hours, you could simply call up to a real-time doctor, medical provider over the phone. They would be able to, treat you, prescribe you medications when needed, exams by phone, by appointment or online. So basically you avoid ER, lengthy ER visits. Okay. I even had an agent who was on vacation and ran out of medication, called them, prescribed them, did the refill, prescribed them, for reskill of their prescription right over the phone while they were off on vacation.
Okay.
So they could continue their medicine. Now we also have a final wishes planner that I mentioned to you earlier. Okay. Now, let me just let you know here. So now what I will do there, Miss Harrietta, remember you asked me about what this other one was for. So there's 2 final wishes planner. You got the Singing Your Life one, you got the one with Legacy. Now don't be confused by it. Now what you want to do is I will start out, even before I get started with this, I'll read them this last letter to their family. Okay. Now this is something, with this planner guide, I can help you fill it out. A lot of people like filling it out nowadays just so, you can leave the person behind some direction as to what you want to have done. Okay. It is my sincere hope that you will encounter as little anxiety and financial burden as possible at the time of my death. So in an effort to eliminate as much grief for you as I can, I have set up this Final Wishes Planner, which should help you considerably as you attend to my final arrangements. This planner will help guide you in the decision-making process that will be necessary at the time of my passing. Within, you will find my wishes for final arrangements, as well as the location of important documents and the contact information for people who should be notified of this event. This planner is a gift to you and your family that provides for several needs that will arise during this process. It is my deepest wish that these arrangements will act as my thoughtful final gift to you, alleviating expense and inconvenience so that you will have peace as you celebrate my life and the warm memories of the time we spent together. You can leave that for your niece. Okay.
That's beautiful.
It is. And so this is what you're going to leave to her as your final wishes, and, you know, letting her know what your plans are. So what we can do, you know, just fill out all your personal basic identifying information. We can go ahead and put here that, you know, you want to utilize Avery Funeral Home. You know, you want to have a traditional burial. You know, you want to have your casket open and closed, what your religious preference are. You know, sometimes people will even, you know, if you want to have a private or a public viewing, you know, I had one client that she knew what she wanted to wear. You know, so if you have any idea of either your favorite color or, you know, you can go ahead and indicate that here, you know, and if you have any important, you know, like any jewelry that you want to have to take with you or leave behind, you can indicate all of that here. Any music preferences, religious passages, if you have a certain scripture you want to have read, you know, if you want your regular church pastor or someone else to do your eulogy, we can go ahead and make notations here, even who you want your pallbearers to be. You know, and since you're from, you know, North Carolina, what we can also do, you may want to have it placed back in the your local newspaper back at home. You know, so for your, if you got, because you still have family back there, right? So you can either indicate that here, you know. And then you can even write up how you want everything to be. And then also what's important, a lot of times people will leave behind bank accounts, you know, and or other policies that their family may not be aware of. I had someone tell me one time, she was like, I know that my mom had another policy, you know, or had a bank account. But, you know, that's like, she said that I knew that she told me, but I just don't know the name of the company. You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, she was never able to find that policy. Okay, so what you can do is go ahead and write it down in this book, you know, where you have your other accounts, policy, if you have a lockbox, all this stuff, any other legal documents, if you have a will, you know, so that Frida can have all this information, you know, lined up for her so that when that time comes, you know, she can go right to this book, you know, to find everything. Okay.
Yeah.
And is that something you're interested in completing?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. So what I can do is schedule a time to get back with you, and I can help you, you know, go through all of this so that, you know, we can make sure that everything's is set up for you. It's for Frida. Okay. And so now, also, that's the Final Wishes Planner. You also will receive a discount. We got a prescription drug discount card. We have a hearing benefit so that, you know, if you need help with the hearing aid, there's assistance for hearing tests and hearing aid. We have a discount for diabetic supplies. There's a whole bunch of benefits you get with the Legacy program. Okay. And you can have, you know, 4 additional household members on here as well. At no additional cost. Okay.
That's great.
Oh yes, ma'am. I mean, it is tremendous. It's really nice to be able to receive all of these benefits. You know, and even, you know, with this hearing test, it tells you here, you know, it goes into some great detail as far as about you get a 60-day unbeatable pricing, 60-day money, 100% money back guarantee. You got a concierge service. Even with the diabetic supplies, they give you the discount code and all the instructions on how it works, how to order it, and it's real simple, everything you need to do. Okay? Yes, ma'am. And so that's Lexi. Now, what I'm going to do is show you a quick little video. Okay. It's going to show you how it walks Frida step by step throughout this entire process. Okay, guys. So then what I do next is that I will show the legacy assurance video, the testimonial video. Yes, ma'am. You got it. And so what, it's inside of my slice, Frida.
Oh, it's inside slice too?
It's inside of slice too. But you did a good thing because you got it saved also. So you want to do that also, guys. It's inside of slice, but you can also save it to your email, to your files. Save it somewhere else that you can easily access it to pull it up. Okay. So I show them that video. I say, oh my, you see how they walk Frida step by step throughout the entire process. Yeah. So we're gonna really make sure that they help her.
And so when we show the video, in one training it said always show it on your phone because you'll be doing something.
Yeah. So you're right.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you need to get there. Okay. So then what you want to do? So you're right. So while you're showing the video on your phone, you can have your iPad and you can go ahead and start, putting her name and stuff in your slice.
Oh, okay.
Because you already know a name, date of birth,
yeah.
and all that. So you can go ahead and start putting that in the slice.
Okay. All right.
So I showed them that. Okay, remember if you ever get lost to be like, oh gosh, what I do next? We got the 10 steps right here in the front of your notebook. So you can always look back to here. You got through that and then show the flip chart presentation.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So we're going to walk through this presentation here. Okay. Now, Ms. Jones, and once again, I want to commend you and thank you for talking with me about this today. Because like I said, I know this is nobody want to talk about it.
No.
Nobody.
No.
But you have done the right thing by making a decision to go ahead and talk about it today, because once we talk about this today, I'm going to help you get everything set up. You can know that you can have a peace of mind knowing that you've set everything up, okay, and that you have all your affairs in order. It is something you don't have to think about again.
Right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Because we know that, we all have a day that we're going to face. Okay. So we got to make sure we have our heart and soul in the right place. First and foremost, got to be right. You got to have that heart and soul in the right place. And we got to have a plan in place, which you're setting up today to help protect, your family. Because death is the one thing that you can't predict, prevent, evade, or avoid. It's going to happen to us all one day. But what we can do today, Ms. Jones, which we're doing, is to prepare for the realities. Because there comes a time to talk about the inevitable, which we know is going to happen. Although it's not easy, it is a necessary part of life. Okay. So you don't want to leave it up to the ones left behind. Don't leave it up to Frida, because you already know she's gonna be distraught.
Yeah.
She has experienced enough death and hardship, so we don't want to put any more pain and suffering on her, because enough as she's been through. Okay, so that's why we're gonna make sure everything's set up, because even if you wait until leave it up to your loved ones and they're already grieving, and because you've been through this before, it's hard to make a sound decision when you got so much on your mind.
That's right.
So you don't want to wait until this happens and then try to make all these decisions, because it's enough pressure as it is.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to go ahead and get some stuff set up for you today. Now, most people have little, if any, experience in dealing with the funeral home. So you want to leave it up to a professional, okay, and to help you get everything set up, because your loved ones, when that time comes, they often feel, a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. So if one of your loved ones, or if you passed away yesterday, what do you think Frida and your family would be doing today?
Well, they would still probably be just devastated. Probably wouldn't even know which way to turn, actually. Just kind of just paralyzed in their grief.
Most definitely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So that's why, we're going to help them. Now, you probably know about the Social Security lump sum death benefit that, pays out the $255. I tell you, they said they hadn't changed in over 60 years.
Isn't that something?
That's something. And the way times have went up and cost of living has went up, and this death benefit has changed over 60 years. But Frida won't get it, because it only goes to a spouse or to a minor child.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. So there's going to be no other assistance out there to help her pay for this. Okay. So medical expenses can be a very costly burden to the family. 20% of deaths occur suddenly or without warning or notice. That means, something just happened. A sudden health diagnosis, sudden death. To where you just don't have proper time to plan for it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to wait till your back is up against the wall.
Right.
Okay. So many deaths, 80% occur after a prolonged illness in which someone has become ill, and it costs a lot of money to, with repeated doctor visits, gas, medications, to where if you have something saved, it will drain your savings account.
Don't I know it?
Because it's very expensive to be ill.
Yes,
and go through a sickness. I mean, it truly is. And so, like I said, even if you had money set aside, it can very easily and very quickly get gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't count on that savings because things happen in life that we got to spend money on.
That's right.
Even outside of just being ill and just basic stuff in life, it's called life where things just happen.
That's right. That's right.
So final illness or nursing home costs can create a huge and hefty burden to your family. Okay. The average person leaves behind at least $10,000 in medical bills, a minimum. It's a lot of money. Okay.
That's a lot. That's
a lot. So now there's, in addition to the burial, the other medical bills, okay, because 45% of all lifetime medical expenses are incurred during a person's final illnesses. That's when the bills start racking in. So you know what end up happening? They leave them behind to somebody else in the family. Okay, so we want to be sure that we set Frida up and leave enough behind, so that outside of even outside of the funeral expenses, there's a little bit more left over for her to take care of the unforeseen expenses and the medical bills. Okay. Now, everything you've saved and accumulated in your lifetime can be gone, and yet there are still funeral expenses left to be paid by your loved ones. That's what we were just referring to. Okay. Would you be prepared? Would Frida be prepared for those financial burdens?
No, not at all.
So we're going to make sure that she's in a position to be able to do that today. Now, what this shows you is some cost here. Okay. Where would the money come from to pay for your final expenses and obligations? Professional service charges. Now, this is a basic non-declinable fee. This is just for Frida walking in the door and saying, my auntie has passed. Okay, this is just a basic fee. Okay. And she can't negotiate, it's just non-declinable. Okay. $2,195 is about average price. Embalming, $750. Okay. To do your other preparations, hair, makeup, all of that's about $255. Visitation, viewing, service, $425. If you want to have the funeral at the funeral home, that's about $500. Transfer remains. They got to pick your body up a couple times. They pick you up from wherever, you passed away at, whether that's your home or hospital. They take you from there to the funeral home. They do everything there. They got to transport you again to the church, the cemetery. So there's several different transfers that take place. Okay. We know for sure you're gonna at least get charged one, about $340 for a local hearse, $340. Now I know y'all have a pretty big family, and sometimes people like to get more than one car. Okay, it's about $150 per car. Wow. So that number can add up. Okay. Printed materials, copies of obituaries, things like that, copies of also of the death certificate, they're going to charge you for each one of those items. Okay. So roughly we're going to say budget about $175 more, could be more or less. Caskets at the funeral homes, start out averaging about $2,500 on the low end. Okay. So vault, $1,495. And so what you're looking at here, then you got to consider the plot as well. $3,000. Opening, closing the grave, $1,600. Marker, $750. Okay, this is, we talked about the Votto here, but this is about $1,400. So now, what you're looking at here is over $15,000. Basic. Basic.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, just for a basic service. Now, what this shows you is the rise in funeral costs. 1970. You remember back then, the good old days.
Yeah.
What were you doing in 1970, Miss Jones?
I don't remember, but I know it was.
It was a
carefree,
right?
How about that? Carefree, yeah.
So, average funeral back then, $983. Can you believe that? And look how it's went up over time. This is a 10-year 10-year scale. So you see how it's
Wow.
5 years is going up. And today we're looking at over $15,000. Okay. Now with this plan right here that we're offering, so this is where I use my pitch pad. Now I'm wrapping up now.
Okay.
I'm going to wrap it up. So got my pitch pad out. So I say now, Miss Jones, with this plan here that we offer, you see it is individual permanent protection. It's whole life insurance protection. Okay. You can go as low or as high, as you want to go. Now these plans, it builds cash value. Okay. So what that means is that, over time, it takes a little bit of time, but over time that cash value starts to accumulate. Okay, a couple years ago, I wrote a policy for a guy. He called me. He was having some car problems. He said, Miss Charaka, I just need a couple $100. Can you check on it for me? We got the company on the line, checked, and he had it available, his cash value.
Okay.
He said that he just had absolutely no other options. He needed it, and he was able, the company mailed him a check. Okay, so it's there for things like that, and that's going to take away from your coverage amount, but you still do have that option available to where it builds that cash value over time. Okay, now most plans offer first day full coverage, and congratulations to you. Okay, despite having the heart issues that we talked about, you will qualify for our plan with the year 1 and year 2 accumulation period. So what that means is that, God forbid, which we know you're going to be here a long time, if death happens in year 1 or year 2, you're going to have a waiting period. So what happens is that Frida would receive a full refund of premium plus interest. Okay, but we know you're going to live here past those 2 years. So after year 3, you're in full benefits. Okay, that's why it's imperative, and that we got to get this started today, because time is of the essence and every day counts. Okay, so we're going to get this started today. But once again, so if death happens in year 1 or year 2, she will receive a full refund of premium plus interest. So you don't lose any money. Okay. There's no money lost.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So now your rate does not increase. Okay. Because it's whole life, so it's locked in, guarantees stay the same. Your benefit amount does not decrease because it's whole life, so it's locked in, guarantees stay the same. We have a premiums that are manageable for you. We're going to be sure and find something that fits your budget. Okay, today. Now your protection cannot be canceled for any change in your health. Okay, so God forbid if something were to happen to your health in the future, this is permanent, is locked in. Okay, you can choose your own payment date, which we're going to get it set up. I think we said on the 1st of. You say you get your check on the.
I get it on the 3rd.
3rd. Okay, so yeah, we'll get it set up today. Then going forward, we'll have it set up on the 3rd of every month, so it can just come right from there. Okay, so it's no physical exam required, no blood, no urine, no medical testing, anything like that. Okay, so you don't have to worry about. I'm not going to ask you to, get your urine sample. None of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything is done. You've been approved. Everything is ready to go. Okay? So also, great news. You get accidental death benefit coverage. Oh. Yes, ma'am. Okay. And the good thing about this, which we know, you're going to be fine, but God forbid if something were to happen to you as a result of an accident. Now, even in year 1 or year 2, when you have the waiting period on the policy, for the accidental death benefit, if something were to happen to you as an accidental, it would pay out. Okay. And then
how much more is that?
It's included in it. So I'm about to show you what some of the what that's going to look like here in just a minute. Now, what we're going to do, Miss Jones, we're going to help you eliminate the financial burden that's associated with death and dying. Okay. By going ahead and setting the policy up and putting this in place today. Okay. We're going to ease all those financial burdens for you. We're going to get this coverage in place. We're going to get this started today. Okay. Now, what I have written down here for you is a couple different plans. Okay, and this shows you here, where you have your natural death benefit amount, the accidental that would pay in the event of an accident, and your monthly premium. Okay, and I just we'll have whatever I wrote right now. And as a rule of thumb, if they are 69 and below, you want to quote 8, 10, and 12,000.
Okay.
If they're 70 and above, you want to quote 3, 5, and 7.
Okay, 69
and below, 8,000, 10,000, and 12,000.
8, 10, 12. Okay.
8, 10, 12.
Okay.
And 70, if they're age 70 and above, 3, 5, and 7. And that's just for a start.
Okay. Okay.
And you tell me, okay, we can always go higher or lower. Okay. So then what I say, okay, Ms. Jones, now, which one of these fits your budget on a monthly basis?
The 8.
Okay. So now we got Frida is your. So I'm not asking no other. I'm going ahead and finishing filling out the application.
Okay. On
yep.
the
Slice.
Okay.
So I got the basic information in there. So I make that plan page. Click 8, and I go ahead and get finished. You don't want to hesitate or ask you just keep on going.
Okay. So once they tell you
The 8,000, you just go. You just keep on going.
keep going. Okay.
Keep going to your slice and complete that.
Okay.
I'll sometimes say, well, who do you want? Because we got Frida, we know is a primary beneficiary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then so we go on to ask who you want as a secondary beneficiary. God forbid something happened to Frida first. Who do you want next?
Mm-hmm.
So that way.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. And that's the way you want to do it. And of course, you don't want to forget you got to solidify the sale. Once you get everything in slice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And remember how you just asked them about the live check?
Yeah.
So you always want to ask them to grab their checkbook.
Okay.
If they have a checkbook.
Okay.
Okay, because remember, if you submit a live check for the current date, whatever say, so for example, if she were to give us a live check that was dated for today's date, you go ahead and fill it out, subtract that $4 for legacy, leave the legacy box check, but just subtract $4. And where it says, do you want to, are you collecting a live check? We say yes. The check is completely filled out. Don't write void. Today's date, February the
today the 8th?
The 8th, yes.
Yeah.
Made payable to Senior Life Insurance Company. Sign it, date it, and you just take a picture of that in slice, and that's it.
Okay. And so that's what I said before. I don't take the check from.
You do.
I do.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to take the check from them. You want to keep the check.
Okay.
Okay. You just file it for your records. You can get some folders, and just file it. The insurance department says you got to keep stuff on record for 5 years, but you just file it. Some of your records, and then also you want to take it because, you can shred it too. People, when they give you a check, they feel like they paid for something, right?
I mean, yeah, they do. Yeah.
They do. They paid for it. So that's why you want to take it with you.
Okay. And I want to go back a little bit about. You said if for legacy subtract $4. What am I subtracting?
Okay. Because legacy membership is $4 a month, right?
Right.
So legacy and Senior Life are two different companies.
Okay.
So the check is going to Senior Life, and legacy is going to do a draft.
Okay.
Because we're going to put, because we put in, because although we're collecting a live check, we're also entering the information, the account number and route number. And when you sign in slice, the first signature you're signing for the policy.
Okay.
The second one you're signing for legacy.
Okay.
The legacy is going to deduct the $4.
Okay.
So, but now if you make a mistake, if you forget, it's not a big deal.
I mean, okay, I guess I understand, I think, what you're saying about slice, like, they're going to draft it. I guess I'm trying to understand, like, where do I subtract the $4 from? Like,
okay, so when we're on the page that say plan information and we choosing, which plan that she's going with, what I always do is I write that amount down on my piece of paper.
So 8,000.
Otherwise, so I'm gonna write down 8,000, and that's gonna be $57, right? So then what I'll do So I'll know, okay, $57. So I go ahead and subtract $4 from that. That's $53. So I'll know my check needs to be payable for $53.
Okay, I got you. And then you just automatically knew that figure for the 8,000.
Because that's what we selected in slides when we went to the plan information.
Okay, and it'll show me that.
It's going to show you, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's going to show you that. So you select that, like I said, and then sometimes people will forget, they'll forget what the premium is. So you just may have to go back to that page to plan information, see the coverage and the price amount again. But see, also remember, I got it on my pitch pad.
Okay.
Because remember, I wrote it on the pitch pad.
Right.
So even when I leave her, I'm writing on the pitch pad, okay, she went with the $8,000 one. I'm writing on there $8,000 coverage. And I write senior life, $53. Legacy insurance, $4 for a total of $57. I'll put start today and then the 3rd of every month recurring. And then I put my name at the bottom and my phone number. And this is all I leave them. Now, you got a lot of nice brochures and folders and stuff. You know, you can leave them with that. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show y'all how I implement this brochure and the legacy part. I will always show this. So what I do on that page, I will show them how that person's funeral was normally going to be $12,000. After legacy price negotiation, $4,995.
Okay.
And over $7,000 in savings went back to the family.
Wow. Okay.
Over $7,000. You want that money to go back to Frida, right? And versus going to Avery. Okay, so we're going to get this money back to Frida. Okay, so I will go over that also during the legacy part. I'm sorry, I forgot here. So then when you leave them with some information, you know, what I'm leaving behind is the pitch pad. Okay. And like I said, I'll leave one of these brochures and whatnot. Even the final wishes planner, she said she wanted to fill it out. You know, and I only leave those to people who buy. Okay. And that's it. And I'll just let her know. Okay, Miss Jones. Now, you know, thank you once again, you know, for setting us up with us today. Now you have the $8,000 policy. Once again, we're gonna start this policy today. You'll see $53 for senior life. You'll see the $4 for legacy insurance. Going forward, we have it set up for the 3rd of every month. Okay. Now, you also receive your policy in the mail in about 10 days, and you'll receive a legacy. That'll be in a large white envelope. You'll receive your legacy membership guide in the mail as well. If you have any questions about how to fill that out or how to go online and register, you know, you got your 4 additional household members, you know, I can definitely come back by and help you do that. Okay. Now you're going to get a lot of calls from people that's trying to sell you more insurance. You know, they may even tell you that this right here, you want to get something else. But now, Miss Jones, before you let anybody make any changes to this, you want to call me first. Okay. Let me look at it. Okay. Because what I can do is tell you, okay, Miss Jones, there's something else better to go with, or, you know, it's not. Let me look at it for you. Let me help you.
Okay.
I'll let you know better. You know, you don't want to, you know, if something comes up, some kind of burden, you want to reach out to me, because I want to make sure that we do everything possible to help you keep this policy. Okay. Because I want to be sure that we do that for freedom. Okay. And so then I'll go to, now I know you don't know anyone who needs my services today. In fact, I'll be surprised if you did, okay? But my job is real simple. I just need to meet some more people. I love this program. It's helping families save thousands of dollars, you know, all everywhere here in Georgia. So what I need to do is just meet a couple more people, okay? My manager, they want me to meet a couple more people, you know, each day, that not to sell them anything, but just so I can meet them and introduce myself and give a business card too. Okay? All right, so now, let's pull out your phone right there, Miss Jones. Now, who you said because you have a couple siblings, right? Okay. And I'll just go and say, now what's their names again? I know you said one name was Ann, and we got John and
yeah.
Mary. Okay, all right. And so, cause how long you been going to church over at Cedar Grove? You told me.
Oh, 36 years.
36 years. Okay, who you sit beside at church? I know y'all haven't been going lately, but who you normally?
Velma.
Velma.
She
Okay.
always wear that hat.
Velma like the nice hats. Okay, okay. And who else sit on y'all row at church?
Let's see. There's Beverly.
Beverly. Okay.
And Dora.
Dora. Okay. And do they all live nearby? Or they?
Yeah, they look pretty.
They
good.
look pretty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Great. Okay. So, anybody else?
Let's see. Well, I mean, everybody I named, they got husbands, Their
They have
husbands are
spouse.
still alive.
Okay, great. Who else you friends with, Miss Jones?
Well, basically just the people at the church, because I don't do anything else. So
You sing on the choir at church?
no, I used to,
Used
but
to?
I don't anymore.
You don't anymore?
No.
With you? Oh, okay. You usher?
Well, yeah, I used to. I
You
used to do
all that. I see that.
Yeah,
Okay. Anybody else there at the church that you work with and that you know pretty good?
Yeah. Let's see. I mentioned Dora, and then Irene. I don't think
Irene. Okay.
Irene Houston.
Okay.
Okay. And her husband. He's
her
still
husband living.
alive.
Okay.
His
Okay.
name's Dan.
Okay.
And let me see who else. Mercedes.
Okay. And what Mercedes do at the church?
She's over the finance. She's like the church secretary.
Secretary. And okay.
Yeah.
And what's your pastor name?
Pastor Head. Head.
Pastor Head. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's his wife's name?
Dorinda.
Okay. All right. And so, I'm just going through, doing a little memory jog, just trying to get, and then once we kind of do that, and don't feel rushed. Just take your time.
Okay.
Okay. Because because these referrals are going to be important too. Because remember, referrals keep you in business. So then, you go through all this, you find out who these people are, and then we're going to turn around and get the numbers. Okay. And then what we'll do first, though, is ask her to call.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Jones, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and give Velma a call and let her, because I want you to tell her who I am, because, if most people are like me, I know you probably like this too. I don't answer a whole lot of strange numbers I don't know.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
So they probably won't answer my calls if I call them.
That's right.
So let's go ahead and give them a call and you tell them who I am and that it's okay to talk to me.
Okay.
Let's do that. Okay. So then I do that. And, we wrap it up. That's it. Okay. And then you get your you solidify yourself, get your referrals, and then we're going to hit up those neighbors.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. Hope this helped.